Hey everybody! I was just going to run into the store and grab some things for my personal eating. And I was just thinking, why don't I turn the camera on and show you guys some things? Because lately I've been working with a lot of women with hypothyroidism. So I want to take you in the store with me and show you some of those foods that will help. So come with me while we're going in. Let me tell you a little bit about hypothyroidism. I get so many people who come to me and they're like, "Hey, Christy, I have tried everything. I've tried every diet. I've tried everything, and I can't lose weight." So there's a few things that people with hypothyroidism really struggle with, which is the dry and brittle hair. Sometimes hair is falling out. You may experience menstrual abnormalities, definitely weight gain, dyslipidemia. There's a lot of things like that. So most people do end up having enough symptoms that the doctor puts them on a thyroid medication. And so if you are on a medication, absolutely you do need to take that first thing upon waking in the morning, and then you can eat, 30 to 60 minutes later. So in Power Foods Lifestyle, which I teach, then you can eat your first meal after you've done all that. So let's head into the grocery store. I'm asked quite a lot about just where to find the foods, and sometimes it's just hard to know what to get, where it's at, and stuff like that. And I hope you guys love my super awesome hair. I was not planning on doing this. So this is, for spontaneity. All right, so I just walked in. I'm gonna flip the camera around in just a minute and show you some of the produce we're gonna get. So the biggest thing when we are experiencing hypothyroidism is we want to really decrease the glucose coming in the body, because the metabolism of all macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats is going to decrease. So the number one thing we need to do is make sure we're getting enough fuel in the body. Fuel, think of it like energy, calories. You have to get enough of that. But in a society where like 80% of the food supply is carbohydrates, which carbs break down to glucose. Glucose is sugar, and that does not work very well in your body if you're dealing with any autoimmune condition. So we want to really try to fuel your body with three things, okay? Proteins, vegetables, and fats. So we're in the produce section. Let me flip this around. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter what store I'm at. Everyone's like, well, do you have to shop organic and Whole Foods? And you guys, let me flip it back around. Let me be honest with you. How do I say this without hurting anyone's feelings? It's a very high level tier of eating if you're stressed about organic and pesticides and things, when the number one problem is the sugar in our foods, and that will get to you faster than anything else. So I would rather, especially if you're really on a budget, focus on getting the sugar out of your diet. That's both through intentional sugar, things like cookies, donuts, cakes, but also the unknowing sugar, which is in your sugary beverages, juices, which is in crackers, which is in anything that is carbohydrate based. You have to start looking at it as that's sugar. Okay, and I know that's a total mind shift for a lot of you guys. So that means your Triscuits, your Wheat Thins, your Slim, whatever they throw a label on a cracker or a cookie is, if it's carbohydrates based and you flip that label over, if it has more than 30 grams of carbs per serving, I'm going to say that's straight up sugar. You need to choose to fuel your body with a different source. So let's just look at some of these. So typical thing that I encourage my clients and all those people who follow Power Foods Lifestyle to do when they are eating a certain way is walk in the grocery store and think, what 5 vegetables do you enjoy? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to prep? And come and choose 5. Okay, so every single week you need to be shopping and putting 5 in your cart. So celery and peanut butter. Peanut butter is a fat. That would be a great VF. So V represents veggies and F represents fat. Okay, carrots, easy. Broccoli, cauliflower. Do you know how yummy that is? If you just steam it lightly, put some avocado oil with balsamic vinegar on there. Cucumbers are really great. This is a wonderful snack. I like people to be eating vegetables at every single meal they eat. And water-based veggies like cucumber, celery, peppers, are going to be wonderful for getting that in the morning, because sometimes you just don't want something like that, right? So mushrooms, you can do spinach, you can do green leaf lettuce. I just wrote somebody who has hypothyroidism. I just wrote her a plan this morning. And for lunch, we have her doing green leaf lettuce wraps with some turkey, avocado, and olives. And that's going to be delicious for her. So I would really encourage you guys, stay away from the fruits. Okay, so we have like bananas, apples. Yes, fruits are healthy, and yes, fructose is the primary sugar, but there's also some glucose in there. And just what the studies have found with the way that fructose has to process in the liver, if you're dealing with an autoimmune condition, we want to treat fruit as more the rarity rather than the norm. Okay, so I'd rather see you going for those veggies before the fruits. Now, let me flip this around. I know that sometimes we get in the psychology of thinking that, well, at least it's better than. And if you're making that comment in your mind and you're dealing with a pretty severe health condition, I'd encourage you to step your game up, because that's more of a complacency mindset. At least I'm doing this. No. If you're saying at least I'm, not good enough, okay? Especially if you're really trying to make a change in your body. And I love to help people just be happy, but I also like to accelerate people to the actual results. And that's what I do as a mind and body strategist. I get people from A to B using science and leveraging psychology. So let's look at a few other things that you are definitely going to want to put in your shopping cart. Where are they? We are looking for, do you ever feel like this at the store? Like, where is everything? Okay, well, these don't look too good, but avocado. This is a wonderful fat for hypothyroidism. Okay, I would say eat this, not that. Eat this, not that. So avocado with some chicken, some turkey breast, some salmon, any of those protein sources, even beef. Yes, I'm talking full fat beef. We want our proteins and fats. We want those things. We want our vegetables. Okay, now here's something that really blows a lot of people's minds, okay? Because you come and you see something like this, gluten-free, and it's like the health aisle. Guys, 95% of all of this is very carbohydrate dense. I'm not even gonna walk down that aisle. I rarely buy anything down that aisle. Instead, let me show you where another really powerful, oh, we are in the wrong section. There's the candy and the dessert. I see so many of you guys joining. I wish I could say hi to everybody, but hello, everyone. You're all awesome. If you missed this at the beginning, this was not planned. So this is why I look like awesome right now. We are looking for the olives. Now, olives are tough to find in a typical grocery store, so I'm going to show you the trick if I know the trick. Here's the trick. Ask someone. Olives. Thank you. See? I just typed it the secret. Just ask people where stuff is. All right, we're looking for aisle 9. Notice how I'm walking past most of these aisles. You don't need stuff in there unless you're buying like frozen chicken breast, frozen salmon. Okay, all right, let's see. Where are we going to find? Yes, this is the secret. Olives are usually in the pickle aisle. I feel like stealth-like. I wish you guys were with me in person. We'd be totally having a good time. Okay, we found our olives. I'm so shaky. I don't know why. You guys are making me nervous. All right, so we have black olives. We got, I don't even eat those, so I don't even know how to say that in all honesty. Pimiento? I don't know. Whoever speaks that, please pronounce that for me. Manzanilla. I personally don't like those. Kalamata are good. But guys, any of these olives, let me show you why they're so powerful. Let's just flip it over. Because of this right here, okay? I'm gonna stop shaking. Polyunsaturated, oh, someone needs to get her nails done. Okay, wow. Polyunsaturated fat, there's 0. It's a monounsaturated fat. Now that's only for 2 olives. So here's the thing, we look at total fat. I want you guys, for one of your small, if you're eating 5 to 6 meals, you want to try and get 8 to 12 grams of total fat. That's called a peak range. So to hit 8 grams, we would need to eat 8 servings. So 8 times 2 is 16 olives. That would give us 8 grams of monounsaturated fat. You guys, that's beautiful for your body. That's power fuel right there. Think how delicious that would be if you had a variety of olives. Harmon's has a really yummy olive bar on top of a bed of like spinach, some chard, some mustard greens, I know that those are foreign veggies. Maybe I need to go over there and show you those too. I just saw the cream cheese and I got a little sidetracked, so let me teach you this, okay? Here's the thing. In the Power Foods lifestyle, dairy products like cream cheese, butter, cottage cheese is a protein in the Power Foods lifestyle, but it still has some dairy fat in it. These are good, and they're a good transition point into Power Foods lifestyle. However, ultimate goal, if you're dealing with an autoimmune condition, kick the dairy out. Rather than eating cream cheese, choose a different power fat. And if you guys want that power fats or the Power Foods list, let me think of the URL. Can I type in here? They've always add new features. I can't ever remember. Oh, you can. Someone type it in for me, so I don't want to. www.powerfoodslifestyle.com/self-training. That'll take you to my free Power Foods list, categorized by the proteins, vegetables, carbs, and fats. So ultimate goal for autoimmune conditions, kick the dairy. Same thing with gluten, but again, I believe in baby steps. If a person is not ready for that high level commitment of just saying, I'm going to change everything and do exactly what I need to do, then I would say you need to step it up. So think about that. We've gone through some of the power fats. Oh, let's go find the oils. Oh, here we are. Let me show you some of the oils we want to do. Everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. It's fine. I am. That's okay. We're in a day and age that like walking with your phone in front of you is totally normal, right? All right, so I'm in the baking aisle with all these cakes and sugars and we don't eat those. All right, let's look at this. Okay. So here, this is going to be a tough one, you guys. Here's what it is. If you have this oil in your pantry, or this oil, or this oil, or this oil, I need you to throw it out today. Throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. Please throw it out. You guys, those are the types of oils and shortenings that are causing your LDL cholesterol to rise. It's got trans fats in it. Even if on the back it doesn't say trans fats, look in the ingredients. It's the type of oil. And so anything hydrogenated, it's got a great shelf life, which is why it's cheaper. So, I mean, think of it. It's all supply and demand. It's all marketing. It's all product design. But let me show you some really good oils. It's worth it to get a little more expensive. Now notice the dark colors of the bottles. And heat will ruin an oil. So unless you're buying oils in dark colors, you might not be buying something pure. And you think of the travel, you think of the time to get to, the store. Where did this originate from? Well, you can actually, did you know this? Let's turn over. Spain. Usually your olive oils will tell the vineyard or the country it's from. And if it's from multiple vineyards, it's usually not as pure of an oil. So we do want to make sure it's organic, extra virgin olive oil. But you know what? I lately have fallen in love with something called avocado oil. And now I don't know if they have any here. They do. They do. Avocado oil mixed with balsamic vinegar is really delicious on your dressings. For some reason, I can't stomach either or, but together, coconut oil is a great, great, great one. I'm asked about this a lot. Should you be doing a lot of it? No, I think one serving a day is great. This is a power fat. Now, here's the interesting thing, because coconut oil technically is a saturated fat. And I would love to go into saturated fats with you guys later, but that's a little bit higher level of learning that probably some of my coaching. So, there's easy answers for every nutrition question, and that's what sometimes it's hard for me to hear people talk about nutrition, because it really is simple and we make it harder than it needs to be. So, you could cook some eggs, get some eggs. I didn't even show you the eggs. Eggs cooked with some coconut oil or some olive oil or some avocado oil, chop up some spinach, chop up some mushrooms, chop up some bell pepper, and make a nice omelet in the morning. Again, fats are good for you, especially with an autoimmune condition. So a lot of people stress out about the cholesterol in foods, things like bacon and sausage and ham and egg yolks. Well, here's the interesting thing. If you are fueling your body with proteins, vegetables, and fats, you're not getting the sugar intake that oxidizes that cholesterol and actually builds up the plaque in your arteries. So all of a sudden you are strategically eating in a way that doesn't raise your cholesterol. In fact, it lowers your cholesterol, and you're eating bacon and eggs. How crazy is that? And it's not Atkins. I mean, Power Foods lifestyle is an assimilation. Everyone's getting eggs. Okay. I can't remember what I was talking about. So I don't want to talk about eggs, so you guys choose your eggs so you don't change what your choice is. So I don't know. Eggs are eggs, are they? Okay. But you guys are both doing something awesome, which is looking to make sure they're not cracked. A lot of people don't know to do that, right? Yeah, was it? Oh, man. Okay, a lot of people ask me about these egg whites. Can we do egg whites? So here's the thing. If it's liquid egg whites, let's look and see if there's any preservatives in here. Desiree, the reason why my job as a kid was to cut up olives, they are nasty. Oh, man. Well, you know, sometimes we do have food aversions, and you just have to say, eat a different food instead of that. But if I could help everybody fall in love with 1 serving minimum per day of avocado, a healthy oil like avocado oil, coconut oil, olive, what was the other one? Coconut oil, and olives. If I could get every person in America eating 1 serving of those per day in exchange for a carbohydrate, we'd have totally different dynamics in America. Could I do it? No, I can't do it on my own, but you guys can help me. All right, so we are looking at preservatives. Let me flip this over. Here's 100% liquid egg whites. Okay, so that would be good to use. What's the difference between egg beaters and 100% liquid egg whites? Let's take a look. So this is actually made from the full egg. Oh, do you see all those ingredients? Whoa, those are called preservatives and flavors. Okay, so I would rather honestly see people, number 1, raise your own chickens. Number 2, buy organic. I mean, so you have free range, you have cage free. There's a difference between free range is like chickens are out and about, right? Cage free means they're still in tight places, and so could have a little more chance for contamination, things like that. But anyhow, okay, there's eggs. So what else do I want to show you guys? We touched on proteins. I've showed you vegetables. I've talked through a bunch of different fats. Oh, I do want to take you down the nut aisle, because that one people get tricked on a lot. Forgot, I'm losing my vision. Dang it. I got a text the other day from my eye doctor saying you need to come in. And I was like, yep, too busy. Well, I should go in. All right. People are all thinking, well, you should eat more carrots. Oh, I eat carrots. It's called, I eat awesome. It's called normal. All right, how are you guys? I hope you're all doing so good. Let's see, I can't find that. Oh, maybe they're down the snack food aisle. I think they are. Oh my gosh, they're down the snack food aisle. So what are we looking for when we look for nuts? Number 1, nuts are not a protein. And I'm going to show you what company is totally pulling one over your head. Where is it? I want to find this because it's so funny. Okay, I'm going to flip the lip. 6 grams protein per serving. That's nice. I don't care if that says that, unless it's at least 15 grams, it's not a protein, because you have the majority of calories coming from, where's my total fat? Total fat per serving. Okay, if you want to learn the math of how I do all of this, you need to read my book. I promise it will change your life, powerfoodslifestyle.com. So honestly, if I even come to this nut aisle, let me show you where I go. Zzz, this one. Oh, there you go. Done. Don't even need to think about it. Why? Because those are raw, whole, natural, not roasted. Don't get stressed about the salted unless you're taking high blood pressure medication. Don't worry about it. Seriously, just start eating more power foods. Your sodium will be fine. it's this that concerns me with people, because we think we're eating a healthy snack and look at all of these things that are roasted and yummy. But guess what? If it's roasted, like we were talking about with the oils, the heat changes the omega content. So the values of nutrition that you need to be getting, you're not getting that balance for your heart, for your brain. You're getting empty calories. We never want calories we eat, which is energy, to not be full of nutrition, which is our vitamins and our minerals, those things that chemically send help to every cell in our body to repair, to resynthesize, to do the job it needs to do, particularly if you're dealing with an autoimmune condition. So I would encourage you, start bypassing roasted nuts and seeds as much as you can. Once in a blue moon is okay, but as the norm, let's go for the raw. Okay, I did want to show you some of the protein, and then I am gonna get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me here in the grocery store. All right, let's look at this protein now. Do I have to buy everything organic, grass-fed, hormone-free? And I would say, when your budget allows, and as much as it can allow, yes, please do try to get hormone-free, nitrate-free, grass-fed beef, chicken, turkey, everything, okay? Now, we're not gonna find a ton of that here at a traditional grocery store. Ideally speaking, you would actually go to, you would have a farm share, you would go to a local raiser of beef. If you are close to a local grower of beef that you can know it's grass-fed. And why do we eat grass-fed? Because omega-3s and 6s are, they're balanced how they're supposed to be. If you are eating grain-fed beef, it's not balanced the same. And so you're not getting, again, it's about what nutrition is inside of those calories, of that energy. It's almost like, I can't think of a good enough analogy. I need to learn cars better to use more car analogies of like oil and gas and everything. Yesterday, I had a nail in my tire. I drove on it a good 40 miles and I went to Les Schwab and I got scolded for driving so far on it. My bad. So don't ever do it. If you have a flat tire, probably don't drive on it. Random tangent. I learned a good lesson. Okay. So, as much as you can, like this would be better to choose than just a typical beef. You do want to look for it to say grass-fed, organic. There's a difference between that and all natural. So just be careful about that. And companies, as education is starting to become more prevalent, are starting to label foods in these ways to be a little more deceptive. Turkey breast is wonderful. I love to brown. That's the word I'm looking for. Brown it up. You can throw in some different veggies. You could do some chopped up cauliflower, broccoli, spinach, carrots, and then you just stir fry that in some avocado oil or some olive oil, and then throw some fresh avocado on top. That's a PVF meal that's very delicious. So over here, there's nothing wrong with pork, nothing wrong at all. But the thing is, really heavy saturated fats to a leaner, cleaner meat, like chicken or protein or fish that's just less fat in it. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, 2-to-1. Okay, even little 10-year-olds, I teach this, remember it. For every fat you eat that's saturated, you need to eat two fats that are mono or polyunsaturated. So that means if you're going to have bacon as your fat, 2 strips of bacon as a serving, then your next 2 meals of PVF meals need to be avocado or our oils or raw nuts or things like that. So basically, a saturated fat is anything that comes from an animal. So if it's an animal meat, that's, well, yes, that is correct, but I think I confused some of you, because chicken and turkey and fish, if it's leaner, if it doesn't, you don't see any visible fat on it, then that's okay. I mean, there's still going to be some saturated fat, but the density of it and the ratio. Let me show you what I personally, one of my easiest go-tos for fast crab is. Okay. I remember I posted this on my Snapchat, which if you guys are not on there, I hope you'll join me. K-Dizzle for Rizzle with the number 4 and double Z's. I know, it's totally weird because I'm a gangster. All right. This kind of stuff, already sliced ham. Now, it's not perfect, and I can't guarantee it's nitrate-free. I probably guarantee it isn't nitrate-free. But when I'm in a pickle and I'm on the road, which I am a lot, I would grab something like this. Smoked ham. I would do maybe that much of a serving. I'd eat, that's going to be about 3 or 4 ounces. I'd grab some sugar snap peas, some carrots, and that's going to be a protein and a fat. I might supplement it with maybe 6 to 10 raw almonds, and boom, PVF meal. Blood sugar stability, feel really good, fueling your body, but not getting all that in there. I was given a bottle of Sprite last night, which I love gifts. I love gifts and I'm grateful for gifts, but it's hard when I understand nutrition on the level that I do. For 12 ounces of Sprite, there are 38 grams of sugar. That's essentially like 12 teaspoons of sugar. So I look at that soda sitting on my desk and I'm like, do I want to just go like this and put sugar in my body? Because I know how sugar responds in the body. Inflammation in the brain, inflammation in the body. I can almost guarantee I'll put on a little layer of body fat. I don't like that. I don't like the feeling. It slows you down. When your body is spending more energy to process and hold on to body fat, guess what? You're gonna feel more sluggish. You're gonna feel tired. And if you can just get that sugar intake down, notice how I'm exaggerating it by going down to the ground. You gotta exercise, get your squats in. Oh, I'm so nerdy, I'm sorry. Where am I going? I don't know, I'm just nervous and done talking. I think we're done. Anyhow, just be wise, guys. We're heading into the new year. I know most people are kind of like, I'll start in the new year. I was talking to my buddy the other day at the gym. He's like, yeah, I won't even take on anybody who tells me they'll start on January, like 1st or 2nd. He's like, no, if they're not ready to start now, they're not serious about it. They won't last 2 weeks. And I honestly, it's not that I won't take anyone on. I would ask them to think very seriously about what are you trying to do? Because guess what? There's always going to be holidays and birthdays and celebrations and everything every week of the year. So if you are in the mindset that you're going to wait till it's easier, not going to happen. Choose. Be the boss of yourself. Start releasing some of this emotional connection to food. If you really need help with that emotional, psychological processing, it may be worth doing coaching with me and getting into the psychology of it. And that's what we do in private one-on-one coaching. So you can learn more about that on my website, which is body-buddies.com/coaching. I hope this has been helpful to learn about foods, where to get them in the grocery store, the types of food you should be getting. I hope you've had some fun with me. Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas. You guys are awesome. Oh, Desiree, you asked a question. What is a good substitute for dairy, such as cream cheese and milk? Substitute your, let's see if we can find it, your unsweetened almond and cashew and your coconut milk. Definitely, I would get, unless you're drinking raw milk that's organic, I would say kick all milk out. But again, it's the transition point of dairy, right? So I'm gonna walk you guys over to the unsweetened non-dairy milk alternative, which I'm thrilled when people tell me they switch over. I'm very thrilled with some of the problems in our dairy industry. Unless, again, if you're getting it from an organic farm nearby, awesome. If you're coming to a traditional grocery store, I'd ask you to really think about the milk you're drinking. Okay, come over here. And then you also had a question. I'd love to control my hypothyroidism. Yeah, another substitute for cream cheese. I'd say if you are making recipes that use cream cheese, make different recipes. Make some of mine. I have over 200 recipes of how to make this happen. So that would be the biggest thing. If you love cheese, but cheese doesn't love you, I feel you, honey. I have lactose intolerance, and you just can't go there, you know. And so you just have to make that choice. And I was actually at a Mexican restaurant the other day, and they brought cheese on my salad, and I was really miffed, and I was like, I forgot to ask, did they not? But I had to make that choice, and I was like, I just left my salad on the side, and thankfully they had brought some other steamed veggies, so I ate those for my veggies. I just had some grilled chicken and some steamed veggies, and it was cooked in oil, so I had PVF just like that. And yeah, at a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, the thing is, you can do this way of eating anywhere you go. You just have to make the choice. So here we go. This is our non-dairy alternative, but the thing you have to look for unsweetened. That one's gonna be sweetened. Let me show you the sugar difference. Sugars, 13 grams. This is in the sweetened. Unsweetened, 0 grams. Big difference. That's per cup. And a lot of people get all like hung up on the calories. Well, why do you think it has less calories? Because sugar is glucose, it's energy. So This is my favorite, unsweetened cashew milk. Yum. All right, I think we're done now. Now I really am going to, which now I can't remember what I was here to get. I hope that helps, Desiree. So cool thing is actually next week I'm doing a webinar blitz on 4 different topics. I'll be offering 4 different sessions on 4 different topics. Hypothyroidism is one of them. So make sure you guys are on my email list so you don't miss the entry into those webinars. And you can do that by going to my homepage, body-buddies.com. You guys have a lovely day. Thanks for joining me. Power your body, one meal, one workout, one day at a time.